one more story and finish, which teach us a lot of lessons in our life. Actually, 3 lessons of life in life, and I want the children to pay attention. It's not from the story of the companions or the Prophet ﷺ, but it's a real life story. It actually touched my heart, and I believe inshallah it's going to touch your heart and probably bring some kind of benefit to you in your life, especially the children, right? You may have heard it before, but let's share it with other people who haven't heard it before. There was a young man and a young woman who got married, and they were very poor. They were living in the countryside because they couldn't afford to have accommodation in the city. So they only found a place, a small isolated house in the countryside that they lived in after their marriage. But the young man had no work, no job. So he said to his wife, I think we can't survive like that because we run out of money, we run out of food. I have to go and find work. She said, but what kind of work you can do? He said, I don't know, but I will go and try. I can't stay still like that and wait for somebody to help me. She said, but what I'm going to do? He said, you're going to stay here. It's safe. Wait for me to come back. And I believe I'm going to make a lot of money, inshallah, and come with wealth so we can enjoy our life together and we can buy a house or move to a bigger house in the city. She said, okay, fine. And after a few days of their marriage or a few weeks of their marriage, he left. He decided to go and try to find any kind of job whatsoever. The end of the story. No, still more to say. So he kept walking and walking, and he visited all the farmers around him, offering himself for work, and none of the farmers accepted him for work. Finally, after a long travel, after 20 days of traveling or walking, he found a farmer who accepted him. The farmer was an old man, a wise man. He said, son, you are too young, you are not trained to do this kind of work. Farming work is so hard and so tough. He said, I don't mind. I need money because I have a wife and I don't want, to lose her. And as long as I am very poor and I can't provide for her, I don't think we can live together. Before he left, he said to his wife, one thing I want you to promise me, to be faithful to me. She said, I also ask you the same thing. You need to be faithful to me and never cheat on me. He offered the farmer to work for him for just, for whatever wages he offered him. The farmer said, I will give you this much money. And at the same time, I will give you accommodation and I will give you free food. Free accommodation, free food, but you have to stay with me in the farm. He said, fine, but I don't want you to pay my wages right now. You better save it to me, and whenever I feel like to go back home, I will take my wages all together and then go home with a fortune. He said, deal, done. And he worked for him every day, working really hard, going back to sleep at the end of the day, very tired and exhausted. And he was counting how much you're going to get today and tomorrow and after tomorrow. And he kept working for this farmer for 20 years, continuously for 20 years. And after 20 years, he felt like to go back home and see his wife. And he thought that he already made a lot of money for working for this farmer for 20 years. He said to the farmer, you remember when I came first here to work for you 20 years ago, I told you not to give me any kind of wages. And when I decided to go, you give me all my money back? He said, yes. Do you want to go back home? He said, yes, I want to go back home. He said, okay, now I have another offer for you. I'm not going to force you to stay with me, but you can go back home, no problem. But I can give you your money, all of the wages that you deserve for this 20 years, or to give you 3 pieces of valuable advices. What do you think? He said, that's a hard decision, because 3 pieces of advice in the place of my wages for 20 years, it's too hard. He said, give me some time and I will come back to you. I'll get back to you tomorrow. He said, okay, take your time. When you are ready to make a decision, just let me know. He thought with himself all the night, what I'm supposed to do? Take the money and go home, or take the advice? Let me ask the children, if you were this man, are you going to take your money or take the advices? Huh? Do you have any? What do you think? Take the advice? Take the chocolate? He didn't have a chocolate anyway. He thought a lot, and then he finally decided, maybe this advice is going to help me be better in my life. He went to him in the morning. He said, okay, my master, I decided to take your advice, 3 pieces of advice, and I don't want the money. He said, okay, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Double check, think again. He said, I'm 100% sure. He said, fine. And on the top of the 3 pieces of advice, I will give you something to help you get back again to your home, but not your wages. He said, what is the first piece of advice? He said, my first piece of advice, don't take any unknown shortcut and take the known road or path because it's safe for you. Don't take the unknown shortcut. Even if it's going to save you time, you better take the road or the path you know. That is my first advice. He said, well, seems to be interesting. What is the second piece of advice? He said to him, don't poke your nose into other people's affairs. Mind your own business. Don't interfere in other people's affair. Mind your own business. He said, okay, what about the third one? He said, don't take any decision when you are angry. Never take any decision when you are angry. Okay? Any one of the children can repeat these 3 advices? Huh? What do you think? What is the first one?
First one is take the right path, don't take any shortcuts.
And the second one? What is the second?
Your own business.
Mind your own business. What about the third one? Don't make any decision when you are angry. Don't make any decision when you are angry. Don't take a shortcut, unknown shortcut, even if it's going to save you time. And don't mind your own business, and don't take any decision or make any decision when you are angry. He said, okay, that's it. That is your wages for 20 years of work. He felt not really happy because that is all what he gets. What I'm going to do with these advices? But anyway, that was my choice. He said, the wise man, the farmer said to him, on the top of these advices, I will give you 2 loaves of bread. One for you to eat during your trip back home, because it's going to be 20 days. And the other one, you have to share it with your wife. You have to promise me that you share it with your wife. He said, okay, so you only survive on 1 loaf of bread and then save the other one to eat it with your wife. He said, I'm happy with that. While he was walking back after 5 days of traveling, he came across a group of people. They said to him, where are you going? He told them his address. He said, man, are you crazy? If you travel this way, you're going to take you another 15 days to reach this place. He said, yes, I know. He said, but we know a shortcut that can save your life. Save you 10 days. It will get you back again in 5 days. Really? He said, yes. 5 days you will be back home. That's a good idea. And then before he take the first step, he said, hey, hold on. What was the first advice? Don't take any unknown shortcut. He said, oh, sorry. No, I better go in this known road to me. And then he proceeded walking in this normal road. And after a couple of days, he came to know that there was an ambush in this shortcut. And there were people there who were kidnapping the people and killing them. Subhanallah. So the first piece of advice saved his life. 10 days of travel, he wanted to take some rest. And he came across some kind of lodge or inn or a rest home or a motel. He asked the owner or backpacker, he asked to sleep over for 1 night, just 1 single night. But he said, I don't have any money with me. Would you accept me for 1 single night? I want to take some rest because I've been traveling for a long time. And it's walking. He said, yeah, and I accept you, but you have to leave tomorrow morning. He said, fine, I just sleep over tonight and then leave in the morning. While he was asleep, he heard somebody shouting from the neighborhood, help, please help, help. He woke up, very interested to help. Somebody is asking for help, sending SOS. And then while he was about to open the door and jump out of his room to help this guy, he said, wait, hold on, it's not my business. I am a stranger here. It's not my business. And then he went back to sleep. It's not advice if you see somebody not helping. He said, Sheikh said, don't help. No. Okay. You see him stuck with his shoelaces and, don't help you, mind your own business. No. Because he was unknown. It's an area unknown to him and he doesn't know what to do. So he waited for the morning. And then in the morning, he was leaving the motel or the backpacker and he said to the owner, highly appreciate your hospitality. He looked at him and said, are you still alive? He said, yes. He said, how come? He said, just alive, what's wrong? He said, you are the only guest that survived a night here. He said, why? He said, we have a mental person here in the neighborhood, crazy. He always, armed with some kind of knife or gun, whatever. And he wake up in the middle of the night and call for help. And anyone who goes to help him, he kill him straight away. You survive. Allahu Akbar. The second piece of advice, which is mind your own business. Don't poke your nose into affairs of the people. Saved his life for the second time. Then he continued. After 10 days, he reached his home. But he reached, he was close to his cottage, and it was night time. He said, it's not a good idea to, come back to my wife at night. It's better to wait until the morning, and then I go back to my wife. So while he was sitting watching his house through the window, he see the light inside and he saw his wife, the figure of his wife in the dark, because it's light there. He was sitting in the dark, and he saw a young man, with hair, and she's tapping on his shoulder, hugging him, and giving him some sort of, hugging him and wrapping her hands around him. He said, oh man, she's cheating on me. I must kill her. She's not faithful. And he was going to rush into the home and kill her. And he said, wait, what was the third piece of advice? Tell me. Huh?
Don't make any decisions.
Don't make any decision. MashaAllah, the children start waking up. Don't make a decision. He was so angry. And he said, no, I'm not supposed to take any decision. I better wait until the morning. And then in the morning, he entered his home, and she welcomed him. Husband, welcome back. I missed you 20 years. I missed you. He didn't give her any kind of good look, any smile. He said, I am back, but I don't think we can, resume our life together because you are a cheater. You're not faithful to me. I was faithful to you for 20 years, but you cheated on me. She said, what? What are you talking about? He said, last night I saw through the window and somebody there, a man here, you were, cuddling him and hugging him. She said, oh man, did you know who is this? When you left after a few weeks of our marriage, I found out that I am pregnant and I gave birth to a son. And now he's 20 years old. He is just a copy of you. And I was, talking to him about you last night, and I was just cuddling him before he goes to sleep. I will call him to come and see you. And she went to him and wake him up and said, come son, dad is back. And he was about to go and kill his wife and his son. He was so happy, and he told them the story of 20 years working for this man and whatever happened, and how these pieces of advice saved his life and the life of his son and his wife. And he was very grateful. And he said, one more thing to do. He gave me 2 loaves of bread. I was allowed to eat one, and the second one to share with you. Now let's call the son. Let's get together, set up the table, and eat together. When he break the loaf of bread, he found it stuffed with a lot of gold coins. That was his wages for the last 20 years work with this farmer. So he got all of his wages back in this trick, and he arrived back, or he went back home safely by these advices. Is it interesting? Yes. He got his money, he got the advice, and he got back to his family safe. What do you learn from this story? Huh? What do you learn from this story? Don't make any decision when you are angry. What else you learn?
Don't take any shortcuts.
Don't take any unknown shortcut. Okay? So if one of your classmates said, let's go home from this, let's go from this way, and take you to a different street, you may get lost, right? So take the known way and take the normal road back home. What about the third thing you learn? Mind your own business. Don't interfere in other people's business. Subhanallah. Where can we find this in our religion, in our beautiful deed? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, we'll tell you these advices, but from the Sunnah. I have to start first with the Sunnah, but I wanted you guys first to enjoy the story and then let you know that it is all stated and it's all clarified in our deen. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam received a person with a question. He was a physically well-built guy with a, angry face. He said, Ya Rasulullah, awsini, give me a piece of advice. He said, La taghdab. He said, yes, give me some more advice. He said, La taghdab, don't get angry. Okay, one more. He said, La taghdab. He came from the right hand. Any more advice? He said, La taghdab, from the left hand. La taghdab, from the front. La taghdab, from the back. Any more advice? He said, La taghdab. I said, okay, fine. Then went back home, and then he thought about it. He said, I traveled all a long way, and then come to him and asked him for advice. He said to me, just la taghdab, don't get angry, don't be angry. He was about to get angry, but he said, oh, calm down, man. He just said to me. Then he thought about his life. Why he had a problem with his wife? Because he's always a furious man. He comes back home, food is ready. No, woman, how come food is not ready? And then start picking on hair and making a big fight. Son, have you done your homework? No. Oh, start a big fire. Neighbors, angry. Everyone had a fight with everyone. Why? Because he had this hot temper mode. He said, from now on, I will calm down. When he calmed himself down and all his problems sorted out, because he's not an angry person anymore. This is, don't take a decision when you are angry. Rasulullah ﷺ said, min husni Islam al-mar tarkuhu ma la ya'niyah. From the superiority, from the excellence, the beauty of your deen is to let aside or to let alone whatever is not your business, whatever is not your concern. If it doesn't concern you, don't try to book your nose into other people's affairs. If your friend has a fatty flesh lunchbox, don't go and try to find out what does he have in his lunchbox. It's not your business, man. Somebody is doing something on his phone. He might be, doing something again. He might be doing. It's not your business, man. Somebody is talking to somebody over the phone or in the corner. Let's see what those guys are talking about. They must be talking about me. They are talking about me. No, it's not your business. Mind your own business. Tarkuhu ma la ya'ni. What was the shortcut? The third one is about the shortcut. La yuldagh al-mu'min min juhrin marratayn. Rasulullah ﷺ said the woman, the believer shouldn't be bitten from a hole twice, which means that if you happen to know there is something wrong, don't do it again. Don't repeat the same mistake again. Similarly, if you take the shortcut and you don't know that is a mistake, you need to be sure first before you step forward. So take whatever is known to you and make sure that you are safe and look after your safety. وَلَا تُلْقُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التُّهْلُكَ. Allah says, don't throw yourself into destruction. Not because of you think you are a smart guy, you are a cool guy, you are a tough guy, you can do it. I don't care about anyone. It doesn't give you a justification to put yourself into danger or into risk. You better, look for your safety and for the best option, even if the other option seems to be interesting and nice and cool and whatever. As long as you're not sure of your safety and the safety of other people, you better stay back and take the known path or the known road. That is all for tonight. It's time now to finish with dua. Please bring your attention, your heart, while you are making the dua, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept. Ya Rabb, Allahumma akbal du'a'ana wa raja' اللهم اقبل دعاءنا ورجاءنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا. اللهم اصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا. اللهم اصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا. اللهم اصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا. اللهم اجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير. اللهم اجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا أبدا ما أحييتنا، واجعله الوارث منا يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر الإسلام وأعز المسلمين، وأعل بفضلك كلمتي الحق والدين. اللهم اغفر لأمواتنا ولجميع أموات المسلمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارحم آباءنا وأمهاتنا وعلماءنا ومشايخنا وكل من له فضل علينا يا رب العالمين. اللهم اقبضنا إليك وأنت راض عنا يا رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
First of all, we want to say thank you, brother and sister, for coming and support this program tonight. Tonight is very special, and thank you so much for you. They already come here and also share the book. Mashallah, it's very, very nice. May Allah bless all of you all and also strengthen our brotherhood, inshallah.
Ameen.
And also, we'd like to say to Sheikh Omar, unfortunately, he already gone. And also to Sheikh Duada, mashallah, we feel very, very honored to have you here, and we hope you always come back here again and again in the next future, inshallah. And there is any, just a little appreciation from Al-Ameen family, because we feel that you are part of our family. Hope you and your children also can wear this for your prayer, inshallah. Jazakallah, brother and sister. And don't forget, if you still want to listen Sheikh Muhammad Zawada speech, we will wait you on the snow. Inshallah, Sheikh Zawada will lead the prayer and give khutbah on the snow next Sunday. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.